Well, it's time to start cracking black walnuts. I picked them up a while back, last month or something. But you got to leave them dry out for a period of time, because otherwise they'd be all gooey in there. And even at that, I don't know, probably, there's better than half of them good, but some are a lot are bad. So what I finally did, if you look at my videos in the past, you'll see I've concocted maybe 5 different harebrained ideas how to crack walnuts. Some of them were pretty sophisticated, some were not. It boils down to this is about the easiest way. I can sit here and watch YouTube videos, and I can crack walnuts in the comfort of the house. I ain't got to be out in the cold. Well, it's not too cold today, but typically it is in December. So what I do, I generally do this. I use this. I put an extension handle on it to give me a little more leverage. That's just our Harbor Freight barber press. I did cut a divot here, which doesn't really help a lot. Now I got one up in here in this plunger. And the way you put a nut in there and crack it like that. But that sounds almost works just as good as using one of these flats over here. It still takes a little effort. Now I could bring this out and have more leverage, but this is about good enough. What we got here, this is a bucket here that's got the nuts I've been cracking and dropping in here. This is only the first stage. I got to go back through them again. And you might say, why don't you just go ahead and do it all in one time? Well, it actually seems to be work better for me if I go ahead and crack them first, break them up, and then I can see, because like I said, there's a bunch of bad ones in here. And this way I can examine them as I crack them, see? Crack it like that. And then I can look at it. I don't call this one grade A, because it's all shrank up in there. So I'll throw that discard bin in there. And we'll take a look at this one. That one there is okay. So it's got a good nut in there. So I'd separate them, that's fine. That's how it seems to me like it works better in 2 operations. There again, you look at it. Yep, that one's okay. Yeah, I know it looks like a lot of extra work, but actually I'm not doing much else anyhow. This one here, on the other hand, is not good. And my wife seems to think these are good. I don't like them. They're dried up. And so she's not going to throw them in the trash. I already told her, she said, I can't eat them without being ground up because I ain't got teeth hardly. And I said, well, if you're going to do something for me, why just take some of the black ones out. Ain't that I'm racist or anything, but I just don't like them little black walnuts. They're black walnuts in general, but these are borderline okay. I'll leave that go, but no, I'm not going to. See, it's hollow in there. Anyway, but to tell you the truth, these little black walnuts taste better than them English walnuts. See, another bad one. The English walnuts, to me, don't have any flavor. These do. I was using my hydraulic cracker, another bad one. And some guys say, well, that won't crack no macadamia nut. Well, a macadamia nut must be awfully hard if they're harder than these things. That's all I can tell you. But anyway, this is basically what we do here with them. And, okay, well, I'll let them go. She likes them kind of, I don't. But anyway, that's the gist of this. When we get back to the next segment, we'll do some more video on that. One other thing I forgot to mention. These walnuts kind of got a flat base on the bottom and this little peak. If you put the peak to the top side, they crack a lot easier. Like that. That's a good one. Just put the peak down like that. Then you really got to it, but if you turn it over, it's a lot easier. You don't put much pressure to it, so you might keep that in mind. Even if you're cracking with a hammer, I would say that would apply, the point up, Don't take nearly the effort to crack that as it does with the point at the bottom. Pretty hard. You can still crack it, but it's not big one like that, and the mix is all bad in it. There, and that one's probably all right. It's kind of dried up. Seems like the walnuts the last few years just ain't been up to snuff. We used to didn't have hardly any bad ones. All right, we'll get back later when we're getting ready to do a little more process. Well, we're going to start the second and final stage of this walnut cracking situation. I got the ones I did a while ago. Remember, I put them down in here and separate what's the good from the rest of them. And over here we got our refuge box here. All the scraps and everything that go in there. And then over here we got our little can to put the good ones. You can notice it's the smallest one. That's because we have less of that than anything else. So, all right, we'll get busy and set her up here and start in on this. And just grab a handful of these, put them up here. And once in a while you'll find some good ones. These are bad, but you better throw them in right away. There's nothing on them, you know. No use. There's one that's got a good one in it. Or it's reasonably good. You take a nut pick and get that out of there. If you can, the whole piece, you know. And that goes in there. This goes over here in the good pile. This one here is good. I don't know if we can get it all out at once or not. We can get most of it out. One piece, not all of it, but almost got like that. And this goes in here. And likewise, I'm sure. And that one comes out. That's one of them black ones. I ain't keeping that. Don't tell a wife I throw that away, because she'll bellyache about that. But anyway, then there's this, and basically you got to crack them, then put it back in here, and just kind of come down lightly, and kind of top it. The rest of it, it may take a little bit, but I contend it's still easier using a hammer, because this way you can be more delicate than you can with a hammer. With a hammer, everything goes flying. They go flying pretty good with this, but not as much. Okay, so there's one, and there's a little piece. Even those little ones, they got flavor. These walnuts, these black walnuts, are strong on flavor. You don't have to have a very big piece to get the taste of it. I'm not really knocking them in English walnuts, because a lot of people like them, and they're not too bad. But they don't have the strong walnut, or I don't know what you call it, strong flavors these do. What I do is I kind of catch it on the corner of that thing. Bump it a little bit, so you can crack it just a little. That way you don't really squash it. Now, one of them others that I had, I made that hydraulic one. If you look back, if you're interested, probably not, but if you are, if you look back and make that one, I think it was my first video I made. It was a sophisticated outfit. I had a power steering pump off of a Honda, I think it was, or something like one of those foreign jobs. And I had a cylinder or something, hydraulic cylinder and everything. I mean, it looked like kind of like a miniature wood splitter, except it didn't have any blade on it to split with. And it did work, but the boy, you had to be careful. It'd crush them flatter than a pancake, and they wasn't no good then, you know. I guess you're trying to make walnut butter to be all right. Well, anyway, this is about the way it looks. I mean, we're only got a few in here so far, and this is the ones I'm getting out of, and that's where they're going, and this is what I'm cracking them with. All right, well, that's good enough for now. You kind of get the gist of what I'm doing. If you're interested, I'll tell you this black walnut process is not simple. You got to start off, you know how we did it. You pick them up off the ground, take the hulls off, and you got to wash them, and then you got to wet them dry, and you got to do this crap. It's a job, but I guess it's worth it. Take care, bye for now.